Okay, answering your questions, Irma. Hi. And how long have I been teaching? 10 years. Grade levels, I've taught college algebra, first and second grade in elementary school. And comparing teaching practices before the internet and after the internet, I will say that the lessons we use are still basically the same model, the same focus, independent practice, uh, guided practice, and we still follow the paper-based tools to teach. Um, and the lessons are basically the same thing. To gather information, research is just a key away. You just go uh, type the word, go to Google or any other engine, and you can find anything. I mean, it's so easy, so quick, so different from what we used to have. Mm, the ideas in the lesson plans are changing. We are changing slowly to move to a new world. When you ask about creating instructional materials for lessons, we still far from incorporating technology into our classroom to develop content. We still need to move much faster to answer to what the world is expecting from us to do. Uh, Presenting lessons, the presentation of the lessons for us is like we didn't move from the classical model. We still are in the classical model. Mm, when it comes to administration, school districts have been really worried about gather information, try to move into the digital world. So we take attendance in grade speed. I don't know what system you use in Seguin. We use one that's called grade speed. In the communication in the school, we use an email on daily basis. We try to use Google Docs to develop lesson plans in our school, but we still struggling to get everybody to move on the same page. Mm, mm, when it comes to acquiring and obtaining data that you ask, it's digital mostly. Any other thing I think of, I come from the chalkboard only classroom where the prompts were books, many times without graphics or pictures. And I really have strived to develop technological skills to communicate with my students because I know they are from a totally different society or, I mean, a different world. It's a new age. The, what they call the dawn of the internet. It's pretty clear. Uh, my students, when you ask me about comparing them before the internet and after the internet, before the internet was more teacher directed instruction. Now the students are getting ahead and they get in control of the classroom in a good way, of course. Uh, One thing that's powerful is digital storytelling because have they're eager to interact with mates in this new environment. Uh, Reading, writing is much more powerful and more appealing to them through internet tools like Tumblebox, um, using wikis or blogs to interact. They love to do that. They just write whatever you ask them to do, only to have the opportunity to share through the web. In math science, the world is open a personal experience, a first-hand experience to the students. Mm, real test. They moved away from paper and pencil. They just try. They are open to answer any question if you give them the opportunity to use the web. The student presentations from those before the internet, before the digital age, to those you can get now. Now they're more authentic in many ways, and the others were crafted, like handcrafted, and it's much more difficult to present when you just have paper and colors and manual things, and you don't have that many opportunities to gather information or get to more information. So your presentations are there now. If you're a student with a computer and a web and the world in one hand, to those that your student used to present 15 years ago, when they just had the book, the textbook, and a narrow library that probably didn't have many answers for their questions. Any other thing that I think of, there's a dramatic change in the way students answer to tasks. Therefore, they have developed abilities to be multitasking. The linear way we answer, or we used to answer to any question, is not the way they answer nowadays. The answers are much more elaborate. They can have more than one thought at the same time going on in their brains, and they pursue them at the same time. It is totally different. Emma, thank you for the opportunity to talk to you a little bit, and I'll see you soon.